So we have a challenge 34, that should be. It's about a tool. Now we want to convert a data field. Look at the input. It's pretty good format. Generally speaking, we have months, day, year, then you have the hours and minutes. The intention is to create a macro to effectively convert the data into the desired format. So for us, we can try a few tools first. Let's see how the Alteryx basic handling is. Data conversion, one of those is you can always use a select to cast the data and let the tool do the best, see what it gets. We have auto field to say do your best to convert. So they should behave similarly. We do have a data tool as well, within Alteryx. Let's just drag that in to see. Now the format what we have is we have year, months, day, year. So 4 digits year, then hours, minutes. So let's run all those tools to see how each of those handles. The first in select, you can see that's already a lot error message, well, warning message. So you cannot convert into the desired format. Again, no, that's fine. Auto field, probably because you can see from the select, it cannot find a particular pattern. So auto field didn't do anything to the data. Metadata, yeah, it still kept the string. The data tool itself is pretty good. It helps you kind of to cut out the information and get the desired standard format to the output. If we go to macros, we can see that results output is identical for both cases. So the data tool can do the job. Usually, the data tool fails when some of the fields has letters, so short or long format of the months, or you may have day, months in a different order, then you don't have a consistent format. That's one thing that's becoming tricky. That's it. With that as a reference, our aim is to create a macro for the format. So to create a macro, how about just use single one? Select sales ID. I was create in a separate tab for now because you expect to get different things particular in the context of these questions. Usually the hour that may cause you trouble because you have single digits and double digits depends on your 24-hour clock. So the intention is we're going to pass out the information what we have. We can use a single row as dummy field. I do think everything else has a very similar format. So what we could do, you can use the regex to pass out specifically each entry. Or excuse me, we can get backslash, we have comma, we have the comma space, backslashes. Let's just, yeah, probably needs a bit more. So we're looking for 5 colors. So day, month, year, hours, and minutes. On top, we have choose delimiter. So in this particular case, we have only backslash column and the space. That's that. We know we have a good order of data. They are separate uniquely. Let's change the. We can change later actually. Let's just do formula. Because the formula won't create a new column basically. Wait. No, actually, select is fine. But you're going to do select and probably use a multi-field instead. The first one, because it's months, so we're going to do months. Second is the date. The third one, the year, year hour, and year minute. Now keep it in the string field. workflow. It's just rename the columns. We're gonna cast things later. For us, I'm gonna apply a multi-field formula. Your pretty much all the potential issues come from not having two digits. Everything have simplified for probably day and for hour or for months. For me, we'll just make things consistent. Year seems okay, so we're gonna create for the months, for the day, hour, minutes. We know those should be two, a maximum length two. We're gonna just do a pad. Open pad left, our existing field. You want to, oh, I can't remember the pad left form. So one of those is what the character you want to use. The other is how many uh, lengths of the string you want to add to. So it's length and character. So we're gonna make up to two lengths two. If you don't have enough lengths, we use zero to pad out. Let's see the effects. Yeah, that's good. So initially we'll count two, three field. So we have a three field, that's a single digit, we just pad the left to be zero. And it's consistent enough, it's easy to pick up. We see the data tool in Alteryx can make things quite good, but if you want to make things more dynamic, you may do that. If you do have a different data set, then depends on the format you have, you maybe probably use some kind of filter or regex to separate into different strands of data. Once you separate them, then you can do conversion individually and unit and part apply a standard format. So that's what we're going to do next. What do they want to call the output field? They call it data mount. So data mount, data field, change the data first. Because we have each in components, we can decide what do we want to create. We want to create a data field. So we can data pass string, depends on format you want to construct your items. So we can do it here. Plus, how do you want to separate your stuff? Let's go use a dash. Plus months, plus a dash, plus your date. Then you have space. Then you have the regular hours. Plus this column, then plus minute. Because we decided the format we want to do, that means it's easier to decide the format. So the format, we're going to put it just here, dash m dd space hours. I can't remember change mm. Let's see. Data format. Dash dash h. Never remember which way around it is. Okay, so let me just check the format for the documentation first. So checking around, yeah, the issue is always months. So it's the little m for months, big M for minutes. That's why in practice, well, if it's Ultra Grand Prix, never use it because it's just always get it wrong around. For some reason, I just can't remember. The percentage is another way to write it. So rather than write for wise the digit, you can use percentage to indicate your items. One, two, three, four. Uh, and some point. Yeah, that's the whole Alteryx documentation. I bookmarked it because I always go back to troubleshoot which that is. First, the final field we want that to be a data field. Maybe select. Because the macro build, we don't need people to see most of the stuff. We can just select the input and the output. And we can drag. At the moment, it's a regular workflow. You can either go to your workflow setting on the left-hand side, configuration. You can select it as change macro to select standard macro. Or you can just, another way to right click on the input, you can convert it into a macro input. That will force the horse into the macro. Then your output as well. So let's drag it on macro output. We don't need to format too much about it. You can just save your stuff. I have a macro folder myself. For me, I'm going to just save Alteryx Challenge 34. Waiting for that to be saved. So once this macro is saved, okay, you can apply it to your workflows. So you can see we can insert. The first one you save is always pop down in the macro list. But we didn't select any condition formatting stuff. It should be. It should take in whatever the input columns, the by data column, output in the format the way it is. You can the macro just give a much quick way to wrap your things together in a more concise. Particularly anything that you run repeatedly, you may want to package up as a macro. So behave as a function in your any coding language. So that should match up an answer. Yeah. Anything else need to be more complicated, you can always modify the logic within the macro itself. Okay, thanks for watching.